What is happening, guys? Cowboy here, and welcome back to the walkthrough. We have reached the base of Blighttown, and we're ready to continue on from here. On the last episode, we obviously descended all the way down. Now, first thing we're going to do is just run all the way to the end of this long tunnel. And ta-da! We have a dragon scale. Now the dragon scales are a unique upgrade material. They're used for certain weapons such as the Dragon King Great Axe, or alternatively the Drake Sword. The dragon weapons in general are quite powerful. Dragon King Great Axe is actually like beast. Like if you were a fan of the Lightning Dragon Slayer axe, I don't remember the name. What was the damn name of that thing? Anyway, you know, the one you hold it with two hands, do a giant lightning explosion, Dark Souls 3. That's kind of like the equivalent of this in this game. All the Dragon King weapons, they don't have any scaling, but instead they have a massive amount of base damage on them. On top of that, all of them have special effects via the R2. In general, if you're not looking for scaling, they are incredibly powerful weapons. Dragon King Great Axe in particular, a great weapon to two hands. So go ahead, pick up your scale. And then from here, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys a farming route we're going to use down here, because we need to farm up 9 large titanite. So right now I have 4. I need to get 5 of these babies. Additionally, you'll notice that I'm human. I did that on purpose, as you can get invaded by Mildred down here. She's going to appear near the water wheel. So go ahead and, you know, make yourself human so we can get a weapon off her. Additionally, after defeating her, we can summon her at the boss. So first thing we're going to do is go to the right. You'll notice I also changed up my gear a little bit. Basically took off my other shield and changed my helmet so that I could put on the rusted iron ring and still have medium rolls. It's Man-Eater Mildred. We'll just wait over here for her. No point fighting her in the swamp and getting poisoned. That damn delay. With Man-Eater Mildred dead, you can take the humanity off her, pick up some humanity, and you get the Butcher Knife, a long-time favorite weapon of mine. So anyway, we're gonna go to the right this way. You're going to get poisoned a bunch as we run through this, honestly. Don't worry about it. Just heal through it for now. It's not going to be worth it to worry about healing. But we're going to go to the right way. Right here next to the pillars should be a large titanite. We'll also find an NPC right here that we can use to get pyromancies and stuff named Kulena. You're going to have a level 10 pyromancy flame for her to appear. The pyromancy flame, you can ascend that back at town. But if you talk to the pyromancer dude, get your pyromancy flame ascended, and come over here and talk to her, she will have a bunch of really badass spells for you. Something to keep in mind. So I'm trying to remember. There was a soul item that I believe I missed. No, I did not. Ah, there it is. That's what I was looking for. Kill him. Grab that soul item. Now with him dead, you would run on over this way. That water wheel can be used to go all the way back up and head back to Firelink. We're going to use that a little bit later, but not for now. So this pillar is the one that would have the large titanite. And from here, we're going to keep this stuff on our right and kind of avoid those guys for now. They'll throw rocks at you. Instead, we're going to run for the pair of fatties that are over here. And just past them, they have a great club. So if you are worried about these guys, you can basically avoid them. They will either throw the rocks or roll them after you. Just like the other fatties, pretty easy to just circle around and backstab them. In fact, I'd say these ones are actually even easier to execute that with, because they're holding the rocks, and as you can guess, it's kind of hard to be mobile when you're holding a giant rock. Not mean those rocks don't hurt if they hit you. backstabbing them is also an excellent strategy here because you're getting the iframes during the stab. So while you're in the animation for stabbing one, you're invulnerable to the other one. But you don't have to kill these guys, they're just decent souls. Buys. Anyway, at this point, if we see that, keep this wall to your right. Follow this around. I'm gonna kill these mosquitoes real fast. Big ass mosquitoes. But just run around, keep the wall to your right the whole time. And if you're having trouble with these because you don't have a good weapon for it, you can use a bow, throwing knives, fire bombs, anything really, and they'll die pretty fast. And we want for Poison Mist as well as the Pyromancy armor. Kill this slug, and these slugs are what we're going to be farming in particular. So the first half of the route you didn't really need to worry about so much. That was just grabbing some items. Over here, grab the soul item. There is kind of the chaos fly nest, if you will. Bonfire is right back in that direction. Nest is right there. And this is really where the run begins. So, get rid of these things. Just to kind of show it all together. Right behind that pillar is the entrance. From that pillar, you would run this way. I usually ignore that first slug and just opt to go straight this way. But you're going to run here, and basically right where you keep that tree on your left-hand side, there are a ton of slugs we're going to be fighting back there, as well as in this area. And as long as you have over 10 soft humanity, it shouldn't take too long. In general, I'd say 2, maybe 3 runs. In addition to dropping large humanities, these slugs also drop green titanite, which is used to upgrade flame weapons. If you're a fan of fire. And honestly, it's really, like, I mean, you don't absolutely have to do this, but to be honest, having a plus 10 weapon at this point in the game, it's kind of like a good time to have it. It's going to make the upcoming boss fight just that much easier, and you'll feel a lot comfortable moving forward with a stronger weapon at your disposal. So, I very much recommend doing this, even if you're not a fan of farming. You know, throughout the rest of the game, just about everything we would need will just kind of come naturally. We'll find the stuff we need for it. And you could find the large titanite to upgrade your weapon just playing through the game, but you can see there is no shortage of slugs around here. Doing a quick farm route, kill these things, upgrade a couple weapons. In particular, I'm just going to get enough shards to upgrade the claymore as I'm working towards leveling up towards the Black Knight Greatsword, and that uses a separate material altogether. But all of your basic weapons, especially if you're doing a quality style build, those will be needing that large titanite to hit plus 10. There's Server. Pretty interesting curved sword. It can basically absorb health on hits. It's not really that significant, but nonetheless, there it is. Additionally, we're going to go out of our way very slightly to grab the Chloranthy ring right now as well. That's another really nice pickup to have. Titanite shard. So, run on up this tree. This is actually, it's maybe my least favorite place of the game where we're going right now. There we go. Got the plank shield, pop that open. This for the twin humanities, and swing again. Hit another wall behind it. Old Great Hollow. God, absolutely hate this place. This place is just filled with drops and ladders, and cannot stress enough how terrible it is. Oh boy. So, light this, do not rest at it. We're gonna actually homeward bone out of here in a moment, so just rest at the bonfire for now. Alright, so we're gonna go this way, just a little bit. Let me check my notes here. Yep. Right until we can get closer to that tree. That tree right there, that's what we want. Now you can kind of see how the platform angle here, you can kind of see how there's a hole, so it's a little bit of a tricky fall. One trick when you're falling is to take off your armor. You'll take less damage when you fall. There is no like anti-fall damage ring, and just kind of roll. Go. Chloranthy ring. Here we are going to bone on back the bonfire. Chloranthy ring is really nice. As I mentioned, it's similar. Well, the Chloranthy ring is the main effect that is known so well, but very similar to the shield that we have, where it's going to increase your stamina regeneration. So definitely a worthwhile ring to use. If you don't need to have Havel's ring on, Chloranthy is probably one of the best go-to rings. So there's some other stuff on the farming route that we didn't completely get. I'm at 8, which is good. So we'll take 2 trips. Once again, run on across. You can see how easy this route actually is. Kind of after you've done the initial grab of items. You can kill this one guy, but as I mentioned, I usually just skip him. Run straight for the big cluster of the dudes back by the trees. Probably get the last Titanite I need on these slugs by the second part of the tree, but it doesn't necessarily hurt to have more than the 9, which means, you know, collecting stuff for my next upgrade. Go. Alright. I'll leave the other ones back there. I can always come down and farm more in the future if I need to. Alright, so instead of going up the tree, I had gone around this way. Got 2 more slugs. And a green Titanite shard. And that's basically the main farming route, is you know, just leave the bonfire, run where you keep the tree on your left-hand side, kill all the slugs, run over here, kill those 2 slugs, and then any slugs that follow. You know, all in all, you can do this run fast. We're talking... And another thing, make sure to check, because you'll notice that the glow kind of just blends into the corpse, so it can definitely be hard to see. But you know, it shouldn't take you more than 3 minutes or so to do that run, and you'll very quickly get the Titanite you need to upgrade your weapon. At this point, just run past all this crap, making our way back towards the bonfire. I'm not actually going to spend my souls. I'm going to make sure that I have enough to upgrade my weapon, so I'll, actually, I got enough. I can spend 1 on a level. So from here, we're actually going to be leaving for just a moment. Heading all the way on up. Well, not quite, but anyway, so go right, kill this Chaos Fly. We're going to be heading up the ladder. Go ahead and get rid of the poison. Not going to be any poison where we're heading, so don't worry about it. Good old water wheel of bullshit. I've had more deaths to this thing than I care to count, but let's jump on it. Wait until we get all the way up. I'd always wait for the middle, and I try to get off early. It doesn't tend to work out well for me. From here, 2 ladders up, and then we got a bunch of blow dart dudes that we're going to be fighting. Get your shield out and be ready. Let's see. 2 more up there. Let's keep proceeding. Keep proceeding. Soul item. If you get toxic, don't worry about it. There's no point curing it immediately. Just kill all of these assholes, and then we will take care of curing it. If you fall down in the pit, there's a bunch of dogs. The ladder fort is right there in the corner. You know, the nice thing at least is that while these guys are incredibly annoying with their toxic, they don't actually hurt. It's just the toxic that you really got to deal with. If I can jump this gap. You asshole. Got him. Congratulations, at this point you have killed all of the toxic douchebags down in Blighttown. So from here we're gonna head on down, kill some puppers. Go down this way. 2 more doggos. And the Firekeeper soul. Main reason that we wanted to come and deal with all this bullshit. Alright. So, the water wheel you see in front of us... Oh my god. I'm not dealing with this. That water wheel you see in front of us is not the water wheel we want to use. Our water wheel is over there. Jumping on this thing usually kind of ends up getting you killed, so just don't do it. Instead, after that, we're going to take the ladder back up and make our way on out of here. I mean, if you really want, as soon as you get here, you could drop down and run straight for the... drop down, run straight to get the Firekeeper soul, but I find that it's kind of difficult to just get in and get out when you have all the dogs attacking you, as well as the toxic guys. So it's, in my experience, it's better to just, take your time, kill them, and then be on your way. Got a bunch of ladders going on up. Does look like there's some stuff over there, just don't worry about it for now. Now the priority is making our way back out of this hellhole. And just go this way. There'll be a couple fatties right here. I would suggest just sprinting past them. If you're trying to farm the poop, go ahead and kill them. Otherwise, just keep going. No real point in wasting time with these guys. across this way. It's down. Hop on out here. Hop on in here. I really do just, I love how interconnected this world is. It's one of the things that we didn't really have with Dark Souls 2 and 3. Like in 2, obviously you had the center hub, but just the level design and the intricacy of the world and how, you know, it's like everything somehow loops back to where you're trying to go. It's so masterfully done. Right. A few episodes from now, we're actually going to be getting the ability to warp between bonfires. I'm sure a lot of people are wondering why we can't do that. You got to earn that right, and I just realized I walked right past the Firekeeper. So grab that Firekeeper soul. Sure you go. Reinforce it. Boom. Now your Estus Flask is a healthy +2. If you want, you can rest at the bonfire. However, one of the things I like to do sometimes is, because your homeward bone is going to take you back to the last bonfire that you rested at. So if you want, now that we've upgraded our flask and we're going to go upgrade our weapon, you could wait and then warp directly back to the Blighttown bonfire. Whether you want to or not, that's up to you. I'm actually going to rest here and then go to Andre, because there's some other things we're going to do on our way back. But if you really, really don't want to deal with running back down, it is an option available to you. So right now we're going to go ahead, take this elevator from earlier. Was looking sharp in the remaster. I know it kind of seems like a pain to, you know, run all the way back, and you know, we're running back to Firelink, now we're running to Andre, but trust me, this will all pay off. Pay off in a big way. Now, if you did farm up your large Titanite, which you should have, I mean, I managed to pick it up without issue in like a run and a half. Now is the time for +10 greatness. Go to Andre. Give him the large ember, which we picked up earlier. And I'm going to go to modify. We're going to modify it. That'll ascend it. And after that, we can go and we can reinforce it further. As you can see, certain things, like my Black Knight Greatsword, that's going to be Twinkling Titanite. As I mentioned, the dragon stuff is going to need dragon scales. But other than that, most of your weapons are going to require just regular Titanite to upgrade them. Right, so looking at the time... There's not much left to this area, but we do gotta make our way down, grab some items, and fight a boss, so... It'd be better to wrap things up. We're actually gonna be coming back this way after the next boss, so... Really don't like the run, you can wait, but having a +10 weapon is pretty potent. You know, you can see my damage is now 308. It's just as a reminder, remember earlier we were using the Drake Sword. Drake Sword's 140, and the Claymore was slightly weaker than that. Actually, I think it's because, did it break? Did it break? The Drake Sword was 200. I don't know. Anyway, point is, Plus 10, significantly better than plus 5. Upgrade your damn weapon. Alright. So here's our pyromancer dude from before. If you're doing pyromancy, as I mentioned.
Oh, really? But
Oh, gave him the wrong answer. Just tell him,
and yeah, what? I'm sorry.
go.
Here.
It's gonna give you the flame. What you do is you go here, modify equipment, you pay souls and you level it up. So whereas typically you would, just level up your intellect and your faith to be able to use spells, with pyromancy, the spell's strength is directly based on how strong your flame is. You don't have to do any stat investment to do pyromancy in Dark Souls 1, so it is a great option if you are a melee user and want to work in a little bit of magic. But you are going to need to spend the souls to level up your flame. As I mentioned earlier, if you have this flame up to plus 10, Kalena will show up. She can help with ascending your flame, as well as giving you access to a number of really, really cool pyromancies. Whereas right now this guy just has Fire Orb Combustion, Iron Flesh, Flash Sweat, and Fireball.
Goodbye then.
Anyway, we are going to wrap up here. In the next episode, we will make our way back down into Blighttown and close things on out. Either way, make sure to stay tuned, and we'll see you guys then.